Hi, I'm Paul, and I wanted to introduce you to the AirLens. What is an AirLens? Well, it is a streamer, and as you can see, it's our particular version of this streamer is a small box. It's not light, probably 15 pounds, 10 pounds or so. And on the back, you have an Ethernet connection, a Wi-Fi antenna, which is this right here, and an I2S output, and an RCA SPDIF output, and of course your turn on, turn off, and your plug. On the bottom, a whole bunch of dip switches, which we don't need to even really talk about. But I want to talk about the AirLens streamer briefly, and just tell you what it is, why it exists, and how it works. Okay, a streamer is a way to stream music. You can stream it on Spotify, Qobuz, Tidal, Amazon, Apple Music. Any of those are fine. They're all streaming services. And basically what happens is there's a giant server in the sky, right? Who knows where they are? It could be an Amazon server in the middle of Kentucky, or it could be anywhere. And you get onto your phone, which I'm using to photograph. I just pulled into my pockets. Can't do it. And you say, hey, I want to listen to the latest whatever, Beatles song. And you click on it, that selects it. It goes to that ancient server, that giant server in the sky, and says, hey, I know you have that file, and it connects that file to your streamer. And the streamer takes the file and spits it out as digital audio into your DAC. Pretty simple, but not so simple. Because while it sounds easy enough to connect a distant server file to a box like this over the internet, if you think about it, what actually is happening is quite amazing. Let's say that server is in Kentucky, okay, or in Nevada. A lot of them are in Nevada. And that file is sitting on a computer somewhere inside of a hard drive, and your phone or your iPad has said, pick that file and connect that file, that one file, over the internet to my streamer, and eventually something I'm going to hear. And it happens instantly, right? So now the two are connected. What happens? Well, that file starts streaming over the internet. Now, the internet is not just a single pipe to that thing. It covers the entire world. So those bits out of that streamer are going every which way. Some go by satellite, some go by landline, some go microwave tower. It's a mishmash of ways that all of those files wind up inside of the AirLens. They have to then be taken, cleaned up, organized, and then spit out as a perfect stream, even though all of this mishmash is going on to get it into that. And that's the key. Digital in, digital out. But what happens in between is really critical to the sound quality. So you can get a cheap streamer and it just acts like a conduit. But a great streamer, an AirLens streamer, is special because of the way it cleans up, it reclocks through our digital lens, and then outputs a clean, noise-free signal either through I2S, which goes through an HDMI connector, though it's not HDMI, and we've talked about this before, but the I2S connection here has separate clock, separate bits for the data, master clock, word clock, all that kind of stuff is all separated. Or you can take the traditional SPDIF, the Sony Philips digital interface output on this RCA connector. Either way that you get it into your DAC. The point is, what comes in here, this mishmash of stuff, is noisy, and it needs to be separated and isolated from all of that crazy noise coming in on your modem or your router, cleaned up, organized properly, put out with a special high precision low jitter clock, and inside of the AirLens is a separate power supply for input and output, so that what comes out has no bearing on what the quality of the data coming in or what it went through to get inside. So what comes out is basically about as perfect as it's going to get. And then it goes into your DAC, and then you hear magic. So that is the AirLens. Thanks for watching.